How's it going, everybody? It's me, Brian, with the Haunt Crew Reviews, and tonight we have a very, very special guest. But before we get into our special guest, I'm going to bring in our co-host, James. How's it going, James?
Hey, how's it going, Brian? How's it going, everybody? Hope everybody's having a blessed evening out there tonight.
Yes, I'm so happy to have the Reverend, aka Gravedigger, but most importantly, the Mistress, Lori, on the show. I think it's going to be a dandy, James. So before we bring them on, uh, man, what do you have to say? This is definitely an honor for sure.
I'm very excited, Brian, to talk to these guys. I think what they're doing in the hunt industry is absolutely amazing. Mistress Lori, she seems spot on. Reverend Mike, man, he's very knowledgeable about the hunt industry. And I think it's going to be an exciting chat tonight with these guys. I got a few questions I want to ask them for you guys out there, and as always, we like for you to follow and chime in and throw your comments up there. And we'll be glad to ask any questions you guys want. So hey, I'm excited, Brian. I'm
All
excited.
right, without further ado, let's bring them on. It's the Reverend and the Mistress. How's it going, guys?
Hey, how you doing? How
Doing
you
good,
doing?
doing good.
Thank y'all for so much for joining the show. I know y'all been very busy going up to Arcs Mortis and some other places. So can you tell everybody what if they're listening to the show or if they come about to y'all's channel and they're like, hey man, what is the Haunt Chat Live? What is Haunt Chat Live? You let these guys know what do y'all do and how do y'all impact the haunt community?
All right. Well, we can start with Hot Chat Live, I suppose.
Go right ahead.
We're in season 5 right now. Now it's kind of grown, of course, as a lot of things do from the initial inception of it. Originally, it was. By the way, this is Gallo, as in the gallows where you go to get hung. But yeah, he'll be joining us tonight also.
Awesome.
But the whole idea of Haunt Chat Live, what is to interview interviewers, okay? Because when I was putting this thing together, it's like, okay, I'm going to do a live stream, but there's so many other live streams out there. I want it to be a little bit unique. So what hasn't been done? And I'm thinking, there's a lot of haunt industry, horror industry podcasts and live streams out there, but nobody interviews those guys.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we decided to put this together, and we started out with interviewing other interview shows. We chat the chatters, we promote the promoters, that type of a deal. Since that time, we've grown a little bit. We've gotten into the not just the haunt industry, but the horror industry also, and horror movie industry. So we brought in some actors and scream queens and directors and producers and things like that, as well as bringing back the well known other shows and talking to them and seeing what's been going on with them.
Well, and one of the funny things that a lot of people don't know, originally he had somebody else set up to co-host with him.
Uh-oh.
Yes, I did.
At the last minute, their plans changed. They weren't able to do it. And he's like, I need you. I was like, oh, God, no. But
You know what? We're amazed that both of you guys are on here, and to all of our listeners and followers out here tonight, if you don't know these guys, you got Mistress Lori and the man, the myth, the legend, Reverend Mike, aka the Gravedigger. Guys, I mean, these folks are top notch. You got to follow them. You got to see some of what they do. And when you mention the horror industry, Mike. What about the Sam Hain 2022? What can you tell us about that?
Oh, we're bringing up Sam Hain, are we? Okay, you've done some research. Okay, all right. Well, it is one of the recently, I've not just gotten into interviewing some of the people, but I've been trying to kind of get involved in some of the indie horror and some of the indie movies going out.
Right.
And that's one of the big ones that I'm working on right now. I'm executive producer. I am also acting in it, and I will be in the comic book as well. So that's it's kind of a new little branch off for us, to actually get involved, not just interviewing, but get involved in the things going on.
That is amazing. Now, Mistress Lori, I have a question for you. So in addition to that, you guys own and operate your own haunted attraction. Is that correct?
Yes, we do. Sinister Sydney. This will be our 8th season.
This will be 8. Yep. 2015 is when we opened for one
And
night.
Where exactly is this located at?
We are in the southwest corner of Iowa. It's almost the exact corner, but not quite.
Sydney, Iowa, Rodeo Town, USA, longest running outdoor rodeo in the country.
And if you want to look it up, it's Sydney with an I, not a Y.
Awesome. Well, we need to come up there and check that out, James. I mean, it sounds like they got a good outfit going on up there. I mean, just looking behind them, their background, it's not like a safari or anything, that people like to decorate. These people bleed horror. They love haunted attractions. They love the horror industry. And you could tell just by watching their videos for sure.
Absolutely, Brian. I mean, they look 100% genuine, and look like they have a love for the industry, and that's what we need. The fact that they interview the interviewers and review the reviewers, to me, man, that is freaking awesome, because that's what we need to stay sharp. Sometimes we all need to be critiqued a little bit, and my hat's off to you guys. We really appreciate what you do.
Well, now we've been like she said, we're going on our 8th season of Sinister Sydney, our 5th. We're in our 5th season of Haunt Chat Live, but we have been working in haunted houses. We've been booze for a long time.
Yeah.
We both started right about the same time, 1979.
Okay.
We started working in haunted houses back when they were all charities and run by the TV and radio stations,
Right.
And that's right. Yeah, we bought it. Stories the same for both of us.
Yeah.
We went to our first haunted house, loved it, and came back the next day and worked at it, and
that's
we've been
amazing.
doing it ever since.
Well,
so how did you become Gravedigger, and how did she become Mistress Lori? Give us some inside scoop, because, buddy, I think the fans, including us, man, we're digging it for sure.
Okay, well, Reverend Michael is a title, not a character name. I'm a Christian minister.
Okay.
Reverend Michael, as well as Lord of Galloway and Czar of Mark. I can't even pronounce it.
He's collecting titles.
I'm collecting titles, but I've been a minister for 10 years, 9 years.
Yeah, something like that.
I got ordained a Christian minister.
Awesome, man.
So that's the title, and I was raised in the church. So It's always kind of been there, I'm not your, I don't have a church. I'm not your preachy type of guy. I'm also a recovered addict. I'm 21 years clean. So I'm kind of more of a street minister, if you want to talk about it, we'll talk about it. If not, hell, we'll go out and watch porn. No.
Oh, Lord.
Wasn't always a minister.
I wasn't always a minister.
Yeah, well, hey, my hat's off to you though, Reverend Mike, for real. I'm a Christian faith and follower of the Lord as well, so that's big time.
Awesome.
Went through some battles myself, so I understand where you're at with that. And
I'm a recovered Episcopalian.
Okay. But yeah, well, that's amazing, man. And so the people that are out here watching tonight, I'm sure they got some questions, but seeing that you guys are kind of in my age of era, I grew up in the late 70s, early 80s in the haunt community.
We're a little before that, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I understand. But my thing is what do you guys think about the way that the horror industry is going? I mean, we've all seen a lot of changes from the time we were kids to now, especially being involved as actors. Do you think that it's positive where they're taking it now with the technology, or do you think it's a bad idea for some of these haunts to take out chainsaws? I mean, me and Brian, we actually went to a haunt last year that had a chainsaw coming through the speaker. It wasn't even a live chainsaw. I mean, it was just a recorded version of a live chainsaw. Okay. And so, what do you guys think about, the props and the technology of the day? And do you think we should keep it a little old school?
We tend to be a little more old school. We work on phobias more than just blood, gore, and guts.
Yeah, psychological. Right. We're not.
Yeah.
I tell people we're not a scream in your face haunt.
Right.
Now, with that being said, we too have
Some screamers.
And we have a chainsaw because the first year we didn't, and everybody's like, "Where's the chainsaw? Where's the chainsaw?" So you got to give the people what they want. But it's not the main thing. It's, we have one, yes. But yeah, we like to work on phobias. We have some running themes throughout the haunt, but we are not a themed haunt. So many of them now are, and I love them for doing that, that are Victorian style, or they're this, or they're all circus. We're not a themed haunt. Remember, you remember the old school haunted houses when they first started up, every room was different. And you might have werewolves in one, and you might have vampires in another, and mummies or aliens. In fact, my very first room I ever worked, I wore a mask, and it was a Star Wars cantina room. Okay.
Absolutely. Cool.
So that was the old school were entertainment, but we like to work on the psychological. We use the phobias. I don't want to just stand there and yell at you. I want you to get home and feel like there is still somebody looking over your shoulder.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I like the creepy. I like the uneasy, the unsettled. You're going to have a lot of feelings come through here, and you might feel like you're going to be assaulted. You might feel like there's something wrong going on here, and that's the way it's supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Of course, always staying safe at the same time.
I think one of the greatest things that I've been seeing recently in the haunt industry, and we've tried to be this way since we started.
I know where you're going.
Yeah. Is that it's becoming more of a community. It's not, okay, we want everybody to come to our haunt. Don't go to that haunt. That haunt's no good. Don't go there. Come to ours. No, we're all starting to work together to cross promote, help promote. It's becoming a much more family knit community amongst all haunters of working together to scare the crap out of people. And I love that.
And there's, there are, of course, exceptions.
There,
you get in the multi-million-dollar ones, whatever.
Yeah.
But
in my opinion, and I think Brian can concur with this as well, some of the better haunts that we've been to have been some of your small town haunts. Fire department haunts, local sheriff's department haunts, someone's backyard haunts. I mean, I found myself running out of those.
Yeah,
right.
Even at my age, and that's what I love, But to me, you can't have a haunt without a chainsaw. What's your take on a chainsaw, Brian?
Yeah, I mean, well, it goes into the codes and stuff, and I've heard people say, well, the fire marshals, they have to have ventilation systems and all that stuff, and it could be true. I agree. I mean, chainsaws, skill saws, whatever you could throw that's loud at them, that you could get underneath their skin, that's the way you want to go, I believe. But yeah, I mean, you got to have at least one. I definitely agree with them for sure on that, James.
One item I don't see used enough: a dentist drill.
Ooh, yeah.
The sound of a dentist drill gets everybody. Hey, Rotten's watching. Hi, guys.
Yes, hello, Matt. Yeah, he said, amazing folks. Love Gravedigger.
Well, we love you.
What's going on, Matt? We appreciate you, brother. We appreciate you chiming in. And, that's our Rotten Review family down here. And, we support those guys and what they do. They're top notch as well. So
we, of course, we're an outside haunt, so the ventilation isn't an issue. But we also found another way. One, it's just common sense. You don't put the chain on the chainsaw.
Right.
Okay, that's
you take the chain off.
That's just common sense. But we have an off-duty police officer that works at our haunt.
According to Rotten Reviews, a weed eater is underused.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
That too. And that's got that same higher pitched sound, that gets you going. But our off-duty policeman, who is fully decked out underneath a bunny outfit, carrying the chainsaw. Okay,
Wow.
Yeah, because nobody
Yeah.
expected Bunny to come at you with a chainsaw.
Right.
They always look for the clowns to have them.
Yeah, it's
Right.
the unexpected for sure.
But that's our cop. So we have the protection there, and when you got a cop with a chainsaw, man,
Yeah.
There ain't nobody helping you.
right?
That is absolutely badass right there. Cop with a chainsaw dressed up in a bunny suit. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So have we heard y'all went to places like Arx Mortis that I just mentioned a while ago. How did y'all end up stumbling in the state of Alabama? How did y'all hear about Arx Mortis, and what other venues do y'all go to? If so, if somehow we or the people that's out there listening stumble across you in their area.
Well, we do conventions. We've been to a lot of the haunt conventions across the country, West Coast, Midwest, Ohio. We've been to HauntCon down in New Orleans and Nashville. So we go to some of those. Now, as far as Arx Mortis goes, we are Scurry Face reps. And that is a big gathering of scurry, not just they welcome all guest actors during My Bloody Valentine.
Right.
But that was the one where we've got a lot of friends. We have friends that are already at Arx Mortis, and we had other friends that were going. And we couldn't pass it up. It gave us a chance to meet them.
I'm normally in our ticket booth taking the money because I've had some back issues and I really don't very often get to be a scare actor anymore. And
she's management.
So, I sit in my little ticket booth with my little heater on, keeping warm, and take money. I like it. But the opportunity to go out to Arx Mortis and guest act again, and because of the kind of acting I always did, I'm in your face. I'm up close and personal. I'm right behind you when you come around a corner. I can't take those kind of risks very often anymore. But being able to go to Arx Mortis and have some fun again was just a joy.
Face it, we're old.
Yeah.
We would in our heyday. Yeah, we were runarounds and I was a scamperer, man. I was up climbing on everything, hanging, swinging off the joists, or whatever.
He still tries to.
Yeah.
So what did y'all take from Arx Mortis? I mean, a lot of people, we all know that there's a lot of nice people.
They don't know we took it. Don't let. Oh, wait, that's not what he's talking about.
Oh, okay.
so there's nice people at Arx Mortis in the haunt community for sure. But what did you think about the facility that Vinny and Sonny Bob, all them guys put on up there?
Freaking huge.
Love it.
Oh my God. I got lost I had to have people guide me around when we went from one place. I had to use the restroom. We were the cemetery, and I had to use I couldn't wait any longer. I had to use the restroom, and I had to have somebody guide me through 30 scenes half a mile away to find the restroom.
It's huge.
Oh my God. And they regularly change around, and we are about to lose part of our backdrop because we have a kitten that loves to climb curtains.
We have 3 kittens.
Sweet.
Right now. And,
But
the Rotten Reviews crew guys, they said y'all were amazing out at Arx Mortis. So did y'all get to meet up with them and say hello to them when you were there?
We did. Okay. We did get to see them and along with a lot of other people. Okay. So this was a weird one for us. Again, we're in Sydney, Iowa. And we got this little haunt here. We're in a little community, and I've got a few followers on either our pages or Haunt Chat Live and things like that. And the things that surprised us, being in Alabama and being there and have somebody walk through the gates, not even a haunt person, but
not a haunter.
Somebody going, I know you. I follow you. That is just so weird. It's almost uneasy.
It's like, who are you and how do you know me?
Right. It's like, wait a minute. Do I have cameras somewhere? It's just really, but it's such a good feeling to be welcomed by these people, and as Mistress Lori said, family. We are all about family. In our haunt, we're of course the oldest ones. Well, actually, not always. Sometimes we have some.
Not
people,
when Grandma's here.
When Grandma's here, because she's got to be, I don't know, 140 by now.
I think so.
She's old. She's really old. It's funny because when we first got her, we set up this little thing called Granny Nanny, and it's a kind of a rocking chair. And again, it's out in the woods, but it's a rocking chair and a crib, and she's babysitting some dolls and this kind of old granny type stuff around. And she would sit there and fall asleep in a rocker chair as people were going by. And every once in a while, she'd wake up and scare the crap out of them because they all thought it was just a dummy. It was just a prop scene, you know.
Sweet.
She's hysterical.
Sweet.
It's hysterical.
Hey, not everybody's grandma can be that cool, and that is for sure.
Right.
That is amazing. So, you know, you definitely give Granny some love from us.
We're all about family. You know, all of them are our kids and our grandkids, and like literal grandkids. Our grandkids work here. We brought in our youngest grandchild this year, who's 5 years old. We have one of our scenes now. Again, you give the people what they want. We have a circus tent, so we have clowns, but they're not the clowns like you see. They're not the evil clowns with the pointy chins, things like that. But that's the scene that we use to train the younger kids.
Yeah.
It's supervised. It's got a couple adults in it. Actually, the parents. Take a look at Gallo.
Would you get down, you little pain in the butt?
He likes to climb around. Anyway, but we brought our 5-year-old grandson in. We have 3 granddaughters and 2 grandsons that work in the haunt now, as well as their parents. You know, my daughter and her husband. And
a lot of our
kids, though.
A lot of our kids that aren't biologically ours or in any way, shape, or form that have grown up in our haunt.
Yes.
Right.
They will always be family, even though they've grown up, gone to college now, some of them, and some of them come back and help out when they can. Yeah. It's just a never ending cycle of family coming through, and they are always, once you're Sinister Sydney, your family.
Yeah.
Period.
That's it.
That's amazing, guys. You guys are getting a lot of love from the Rotten Crew tonight. You know, Grim says hello. Brandy and Matt, you know, those guys are awesome indeed. When I grow up, I want to be just like Matt. So Matt, if you're still watching this, I'll be just like you when I grow up.
Y'all even have a fan that says she was starstruck.
I see that.
Wow.
Yeah, good stuff there.
There was a lot of amazing guest actors there. I was kind of starstruck myself.
The feeling that I really loved about being there is I was born to be a grandpa. Okay. I was meant to be a grandpa when I was, and I felt like a grandpa. I felt like all of these kids were my kids and my nieces and nephews and my grandchildren. And just the love that they gave us, you know, was just so awesome.
That is amazing. And, you know, you guys, one thing, that cat's amazing too, but you know, one thing I see, and I'm sure Brian could concur with this as well, is, you know, you guys, man, it's just the haunt industry is it just becomes you. Okay. I mean, I see you guys living it. I see you breathing it. You genuinely love what you do, and you love bringing information to folks, and you have a gift for talking to people. You know, I can see that right off the bat. So, you know, guys, don't be surprised when people acknowledge you, man. There's a lot of respect out there for what you guys are doing. And, you know, we love you guys. You know, we appreciate what you do.
Awesome.
We truly appreciate every one of you.
Yeah. And we love doing it. And that's why we do it. We don't make money at it.
No, not at all.
Yeah. It's a pro haunt. But you know, we were dubbed the Hulk of home haunts. I mean, it's on my property, our property.
Yeah,
it's our home haunt. You know what I mean? So yes, we charge. So that makes us a pro haunt. We have to charge because we have to recoup some of the money that we spend out. But we do it out of our pocket. You know, it's not a business venture where we're making millions of dollars, or
we don't have even big backers,
or even hundreds or tens of dollars for that matter. But we do collect for the local food pantry. We give discounts for bringing in non-perishable foods.
We also have adopted 2 miles of the highway bypass around town, and we clean that every year, twice a year.
Yeah, we gather some crew and go out there.
We give back to our community.
Stuff. Literally pick up the dead stuff. We get some of our props from cleaning the highway. It's
absolutely there you go. So you guys
call them bio props.
Yeah, we call them bio props.
We've had all kinds of different animal pieces, parts that donated to us that you can't fake that stuff. You can't fake a cow head with a bunch of maggots crawling around on it. You can't.
No, can't fake it.
Or
and
the smell.
the absolute stench of rotting flesh. I know that they have it where you can put it in the fog machines and things of that.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
But to a trained nose or eyes or anyone that goes to a lot of hunts, they're going to know the difference between the fog machine stench and the actual stench of something rotting.
Right.
I know I could pick it out easily, and I appreciate someone going that extra mile to make it more authentic and more genuine. So kudos to you guys. It seems
all
like
of
you
our
got
stuff, all the ones that we get are ethically sourced.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They're donated by either the local butcher,
the local
or
hunters,
some of the farmers. That they'll have an animal pass away and what have you. So we don't go out and kill things to put them in our hunt. No, we don't do that.
No.
But so good people. We gathered a really nice badger last year that was roadkill. And it was a sign. We went out to clean the highway, and it was right next to our sign that said "City Highway adopted by Sinister Sydney," and it was in beautiful condition. We put it on the grill. We're gonna get some flack for that, but come on, but relax, guys.
We have 3 old grills that are no good anymore that we threw down in the hillbilly shack, and we throw carcasses on them.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We let the bugs get them. We let the animals and what have you naturally decay them, and that's Mother Nature. And when you're out here in the country, that's Mother Nature.
That's Mother Nature. That's right.
On that grill?
4
years. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get up there, James.
Yeah, absolutely. That's like little Tommy Hewitt, guys, and his family and his grandma. Secrets in the sauce, right?
Right.
Secrets in the sauce.
One of our original scenes was patterned after Hotel Hell, or Motel Hell, excuse me, if you know that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was patterned after that with the head sticking out of the ground and yeah, Ma and Pa up there. So yeah.
Well, that's awesome, guys. But so if for people that's watching or if they're just catching this now live, however, how do they get in touch with y'all? Do y'all have a Facebook page, a website, or what?
We're everywhere.
We're
my other husband. Everywhere. My other husband is really good at social media.
Yeah, he does an okay job. I tell him they need more pictures of me, but whatever. we've got of course we have Hunt Chat Live, and let me do this right because I learned this HAUNT Chat Live. Okay, Hunt Chat Live. Yeah, I learned that for the last promo. And that's on YouTube. That's on Facebook. Let's see, that's on Twitter. Then we have Sinister Sydney, which is also on YouTube. It's on Facebook. Sinister Sydney has, I think I still got a Snapchat out there for that.
Our YouTube for Sinister Sydney is actually a lot of the build stuff going on.
We record while we're doing the build throughout the year. And so that's all behind scenes type of things. The YouTube for Sinister Sydney. Then of course we have the character pages. We have the Gravedigger Reverend Michael. And by the way, I think I in the comments on your YouTube, I actually put the links in there for those. We have on Facebook Mistress Lori, the Gravedigger Reverend Michael, which is Haunt Gravedigger on Facebook. I think also on YouTube. Twitch is Rev Gravedigger. If you
TikTok.
Oh yeah. Haunt Gravedigger on TikTok. We do stuff out there. We do have
He's everywhere.
I'm everywhere. We do have a new we got a new actor last year that was made.
Yes.
Oh, she was made for working in haunts. Just had never done it, but the personality. Anyway, she's also very big on social media, and she is becoming our new social media manager, Alicia. So I'm sure we'll probably end up even more places this year.
Now, this coming weekend, we will be at Transworld, of course.
Transworld, the big train show.
After that, I'm not sure when and where we'll be anywhere else. other than home because we're
Depends
going
on
through some
health.
stuff.
Yeah, it depends on health. It depends on the money, the time. We both have jobs. You know, we got the real things besides. Earlier you were asking how I became the gravedigger, and I answered about the Reverend Michael part, but I never mentioned the gravedigger. One of the unique things to Sinister Sydney is we have a cemetery, an actual cemetery,
A real one on the property.
On the property, Mulberry Grove
That's creepy.
Cemetery. So initially, when we put this whole thing together in the first parade that we did at the rodeo parade, I almost said rodeo parade. I put together what I considered a disgusting, creepy looking gravedigger guy. Now, and he was much more scary than, I don't know, I'm creepy. I don't know if I'm scary.
Right.
But he was much, and he's evolved into what you see in front of you today. He was a lot dirtier and a lot bloodier and carried a severed head, you know, that kind of thing. And wore trip pants. Yeah, I still have a pair, but but that's how the gravedigger himself. But yes,
And
we have a cemetery.
He's actually part of the backstory. He joined our family to help bury the bodies.
Mistress Lori was the matriarch of a community of misfits and mutants and monsters
that wanted to hide in plain sight right on the property.
Right. And the gravedigger came along. Reverend Michael the gravedigger came along and fell in love with. I mean, how couldn't you, right? And found his part helping clean up after them.
He's clean.
So I was sitting here just listening to you. I think it would be pretty cool because you look creepy and everything. I think Gravedigger, the monster truck guy, the driver, should hire you, man, to be a good addition. So think about it. You being in the pictures with the monster truck and everything, that'd be awesome, man.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
We actually saw it. Where did we see that? That was when we went to the coaster park.
Oh,
Cedar
Point. Cedar Point. They
got a couple of pictures of him with it.
Yeah,
that is amazing.
Up in there, they had it up there. But yeah, it's funny because you go out and search for me. I mean, if you're searching for me, and you see so many links to the Gravedigger truck,
right?
And but then again, you go out looking for the Gravedigger truck, and you see a lot of this pretty face. Quite often.
That's right. That's right.
What I think is cool too, it's a weird little coincidence that nobody else would really know, but the Gravedigger is basically their version of an old style panel truck.
Right.
My dad used to have a 49 panel that he restored.
Right.
So that was kind of a neat coincidence.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I'm weird.
And it lived in our garage for almost a year during the flood, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice.
That is amazing. Well, you guys seem to have a very interesting history together. Y'all look very good together, by the way.
Okay.
Very happy.
I gotta do. Yes, I talk a lot. I understand that, but you brought up the history together. We were sweethearts in junior high.
I knew it. I could see it, man. I could just see it.
We have not been together that whole time. We were sweethearts in junior high, but for a short period. But we had to go out. We went our separate ways, and we had our own lives, and we had to grow up and mature.
Right.
And right about the time that I was married previously, and right at the time that that one was kind of falling apart, somebody called me, searched me down on MySpace, and said, "Hey, did you used to live in Raven Oaks in Omaha? And do you happen to remember this name?" And I, yeah. And
you have no idea how many microsses I sent that to.
and we kind of linked up, and I went up to where she was living, and she worked in a toy store, and I fixed their computers because I had a computer company at the time. And it was
reconnected
right at the right time. We reconnected, and turned out
almost 30 years in between.
Turned out in that 30 years, we grew into the same person. One big difference: her boobs are bigger.
Yeah, well, I hope so.
Other than that, we're pretty much the same person.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
We think so much alike, it's scary.
You guys definitely compliment each other. I mean, I can see that you compliment each other, and my hat's off to you. Kudos for being married that long and making your journey together. So like I said, it shows, guys. And my hat's off to you. And the Lord's blessed you both. So
yes,
definitely.
He definitely has.
So I have a final question for you, Gravedigger. One of the biggest things that caught my eye when I went and I started following you and I heard about you and everything was you like to sing. All right.
Yes, he does.
And I hate to put you on the spot, but do you rehearse these songs before you put them on camera, or do you just sing it and let it rip?
All right, history to that. I was in a rock and roll band for several years, whether it be running light and sound or on stage, bass player. Can't do it anymore, arthritis. But so that history, and I sang in the church choir. Okay, so yeah. But the promos that I do, which is what you're speaking of, I grew up with Dr. Demento. I love Weird Al. I love parodies. And so, yes, I gather up these songs, and I used to, when I first started doing it, I would sit down and I would spend the whole month writing and figuring this out and recording it and practicing it and all that. And I found that being who I am, I would overthink it. So my process now, when I need a promo, my process now is the day, pretty much the week before, I'll be driving home from work and I'll turn on a radio station and I'll listen for 3 syllables somewhere that Haunt Chat Live can fit. And when I find one, I pick it and I go home and I get the karaoke version of that song and I sit down and I write them out. I write out the words and then I throw on the outfit and I go down to our hog shed where our doctor's office is, where I record those. And I do it in as few takes as possible. And if it goes right, the entire process from start to finish to editing to having it posted is about 6 hours.
Wow. But that goes to show you put a lot of time and effort into what you do because you really love this stuff, right?
I do love doing it.
Well, that's amazing, James. I think I mean, this is incredible. I'm actually kind of speechless, man, because our guests tonight, I mean, they just stand out, don't they?
Absolutely, they do, Brian. And like I said, again, folks out there watching tonight, you got some top quality people right here that love what they do. They bring a lot of validity to the horror industry. So, guys, give them a shout out, give them a follow, give them a like, give them a love. Let them know you appreciate what they do because they're bringing you the most current updates in the haunt industry to the people in their local town. They're providing something to do in October, something to maybe bring your family out, bring your kids out, bring your girlfriends out. So, guys, just give them some love out there, show them a little bit of support.
And this October, now we are 12 and over only. We are not a kiddie haunt.
No.
However, this October, I mentioned earlier before the show how we expanded. We've got the new property. We got a new house over there. We are bringing Spookyville, which will be a family entertainment Halloween attraction, all ages and things like that, so that we can incorporate that also. That's more theatrical, more fun Halloween.
A very good friend of ours owns it and has been looking for a permanent home for it. And we told him, you know what, we're not using this house. Go for it.
So we gave him the house to turn into another haunted attraction.
Well, there you go, guys. There you go. There's another update coming to you live, and from the Haunt Chat guys. So if you're out that way and you got small kiddies that you want them to go out and experience a little bit of fun,
you're over
take them on out there. Say hello to them. Yeah, just take them on out and say hello to them.
Yeah. Parents, bring the whole carload of kids. Send the teenagers that way and the little ones that way. We'll be good.
There you go.
All right, guys. We appreciate y'all coming on. It's been a blast, and we won't take too much of your time up. Since y'all been on for about 40 minutes, so we appreciate it.
Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Oh no, y'all good. We would love to talk to y'all all night long, because we could just probably go on and on, but we know y'all are very busy, so we appreciate y'all coming on for sure.
Well, we appreciate you having us on.
Thank you so much.
Thrilled to be here, and thank you guys. Nice kind of meeting you semi face to face. Saw you for about 3 seconds there, Brian. But,
yeah, I couldn't get the camera back on. I apologize about that.
It's all right.
You're
That's all
fine.
right. But it's been nice chatting with you.
Yeah.
Everybody out there, love you. Go support your local haunts.
Yes, please.
And not just the pro ones. Go out and see those home haunters, man. Some of them really, really rock.
Yes.
Look at every town, every area has got a website somewhere that has a list of the good home haunts. You know, go support those guys.
There you go. There you go, guys. You heard it live from the Grave Digger and Mistress Lori. You know, get out there, beat the bushes, and support those local haunts.
Absolutely. And we appreciate those guys coming on. James, it's been an honor and privilege to have them on. The Mistress, Lori, Gravedigger, a.k.a. Reverend Michael. And, man, this is just not temporary. This is what they love to do, and it seems like they're going to do it for a long time.
Absolutely. It was definitely a privilege to have them on, Brian. They bring a lot to the haunt community and to the haunt industry and the horror industry. So, you know, I hope everyone gets out there and follows them and checks them out. See, you know, just see what these guys do. And I think you'll be very impressed at how long they love this industry and what they do. So, you know, just give them a shout out and give them a like, give them a love, give them a follow. Anything that you can do to support these guys, it's well worthy cause.
Absolutely. And make sure you check us out on our Facebook page at facebook.com/thehauntcrew13. Much be appreciated. We do have a Twitter. All the URLs the same. It's twitter.com/thehauntcrew13. Make sure you smash like and subscribe as we have more awesome guests on in the future, just like we had tonight from Haunt Chat Live. James, I appreciate it for you coming on the show.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We appreciate everyone watching. And like I said, the Haunt Crew Reviews is going to bring you more and more updates as we go. We're going to have more guests on the show. We're going to try to get the whole crew in here. We got T-Shirt Lady, Fat Bob, Savannah, Darren. You know, we're going to try to get everyone in and have a big meeting and just let everyone kind of introduce yourself. I know you see Brian and I a lot, but we're going to try to get the whole crew on soon. Let everyone say hello. So, you know, look forward to that.
Logos, shirts, all that new stuff for 2022 is on the rising. So be on the lookout here. I can't promise when, James, but it is going to be amazing once it's released.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And everyone, you know, just keep your scare on, man. Keep your scare on and stay on fire for the haunt industry.
Look at that. Bobby joined in. Fat Bob here. Love the videos, guys.
There you go. There you go. There's Fat Bob joining in. We're going to have him up too soon, guys. Like I said, we're going to give you a introduce to everyone that maybe you don't see as much as Brian and I. But we got a lot of guys working behind the scenes and girls working behind the scenes to bring you all this current content that we have. So it's definitely a team effort. So, Brian, I don't really have anything else for the folks out there. You got anything?
No, not anymore. I'm just excited that we had our special guest on and the previous guest, and look forward to what's coming up next. So, with that being said, James, you be good, be safe, man, and always keep your scare on. Happy hauntings.